Hello and welcome to Growing Through Grace podcast. I am your host, Michelle, and Growing Through Grace podcast is about inner child healing, any kind of trauma healing you're on a journey on in your healing journey, motherhood with finding and loving yourself since you became a mom. If this is your kind of content that you like to listen to or to watch, thank you for being here. And I hope any of my episodes just help relate to you and knowing that you're not alone and that healing is possible and your happiness is possible for you. So this week's episode is on forgiveness. It is what forgiveness is and what it's not. A lot of people think that forgiveness is where you have to, the people, even the unforgivable things that they've done. It's like people tend to confuse and think that forgiveness means that you're letting them back into your life, that you're giving reconciliation. And it's actually about your freedom and letting go of that pain and the anger and the bitterness and just letting it all go. And so you can move on and be happy with your life. Um, it doesn't mean that it didn't hurt. It doesn't mean pretending that it didn't hurt. It's literally releasing. It's like I'm no longer holding on to this pain. I'm not I'm not doing this. And you can forgive someone and still choose distance. You can still set those boundaries and it's not wrong to set those boundaries. Um like I can release resentment without reopening that door. I can forgive those that wronged me, even if it's the most unforgivable thing, especially with those with childhood trauma and you might have cut off your family or something, or just whatever you're going through. It's not wrong to set boundaries. Like Jesus walked away from people too. It's not wrong, it's not a sin. And you know, I had to cut off my family, my whole entire family, my mom's side of my family, um, because the most horrible things they've done. And I've gotten people that's come at me like, how could I do this? That they'd never do this to their parents. But really, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. Like people could have, especially narcissistic people, they can create like a front, like a cover that they're these they're this perfect family, perfect people, and but you have no idea the amount of the pain and abuse that I went through behind closed doors. So people will judge you for that. And you just can't let that in your head. You can't let that because they have no idea. God saw, He was there. He was there. He knew what happened. And you just got to just give it over to Him and let Him handle it and take care of it. I was so angry and going down the road learning things like when I learned about my real dad and his family and the things that she did to that family, it made me so angry. And it's like I would even have dreams about her. I just would want to really just tell her off. And um, you know, I could have grown up with these people that I have so many beautiful cousins on my real dad's side. I could have grown up with them. I could have had a relationship with them. And it would make me so angry that I never got that. And she took that from me. Um, but really, that's something you just got to take with God. And that's what I did. And it took me years, like probably about 7 years to finally forgive and move on and let go of that pain. Like it's fine. It's okay for you to feel those emotions. If you're feeling rage or resentment or bitterness, it's part of the healing. It's part of the healing journey that you're on. But um like I didn't even know how to forgive at that point. It's like, God, I need your help. Like I don't know how to do this. I need you to take this pain away from me. I need you to take this bitterness out of my heart, clean my heart out, save, restore me, please. Because I don't know how to do this, so I just give this all over to you. And through a few years, it's actually helped me really forgive and let go of that pain, let go of what they did, and you can pray for them, you can wish them well. If you're ever having a hard time on forgiving, it's okay, it's normal, and you are not alone, and you are seen and you are heard. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But yeah, like in the beginning of the forgiving phases that I went through of grieving and being angry, I wanted to understand why was she the way that she was? Why did she do these things? Or any people, other people in my lives too. Like some other family members in my life, like, why are they the way they are? I wanted to understand. I wanted, because I felt like maybe that'll help me forgive them. It's just if I got clarity and maybe gives me closure, why were they the way they are? Why do they do these things to me? Why do they keep this from me? Why do they take that from me? Why do they treat me this way? But really, you just can't, you don't need to try to find that out. I know now that they're unhealed and they choose to live this way, they choose to be this way, and it's really on them. It's their choice. And you just got to let that be between them and God and work on your healing and work on your healing journey. Um, but yeah, like if you're having a hard time, whatever they did to you, whatever it was, ask God to clean your heart out and to help you forgive. And it's okay to feel those emotions and everything. And I knew in the beginning that it's going to probably take me years to forgive, and that's okay. You're growing and you're learning and you're working on healing yourself and healing your heart. So ask God to help heal your heart. Take that pain away, take the anger and the rage and the bitterness away, because you don't want to end up becoming like them where you become bitter and you have all this rage and anger inside of you. And forgiveness is just letting that go. You're forgiving for yourself. You're not forgiving for them. Um, Even if you know and you believe they don't deserve my forgiveness, you're doing it for yourself, for your heart. Like for me, it's for me, and it's also for God, because I know what God's word says about, you need to forgive your brother or sister. You need to forgive those as He forgave you. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm here and I'm doing this. Um, but like family that might be like, oh, that's your mom, that's your dad, that's your, cousin or whatever. You have to forgive them. Like, forget that. That's generational curse right there. Like, you don't need to listen to that. They don't know what happened. They don't know what happened behind those closed doors. They don't know the full story, you know. Um, so you can set those boundaries and you can close that door. Like, that chapter is gone. It's over. The past is behind you. You can do that. And you can pray for them. You can wish them well. And, I'm also learning to really vent to God too. Just be like, God, they did this to me. It makes me so angry and so mad. And just, I talk to Him like He truly is my father. Like I have a father to vent to. Um, or even think of it as a friend that you can just talk to, because God wants to hear from you. He knows your thoughts, He knows your feeling, He knows your heart and what your heart says and everything. And He can examine your heart and help you. And I truly believe like God swooped in and helped me. He really did. I was so bitter. I was so angry and mad for many things of what my family did to me and everything, especially as becoming a new mother. I'm healing in myself since becoming a mom. I'm trying to be the best mother to my son as I can and never, ever, ever turn into what I had as parents. And you can forgive somebody and decide who gets access to you. You can set that boundary. And I even questioned, like, you know, am I doing the wrong thing? But I believe God truly got me out, because I had a horrible childhood experience, childhood upbringing. It was like hell. It was like, I call it the house of hell, is what I went through. And I mean, I could be with what I went through, I could be like in jail or in drugs, or I could have gone through a dark, dark path, but I didn't. And I'm standing here and I'm telling my story. And I have my own podcast here, and I'm turning my pain into purpose. And I believe what I'm doing is what I'm called to do. So I'm releasing the pain and the bitterness, and I don't want any of it in my heart or anything. And I'm letting go and I'm moving on and I'm living my life and I'm being the mother I've always needed and I've always wanted, and I'm truly living an amazing life with my family. And that's a huge blessing. Um but forgiveness it's choosing peace over carrying that pain inside of you. It's releasing the anger so it no longer controls you. You're surrendering the need for revenge or validation. You don't need that in your heart. I know the devil wants you to do that. He wants you to seek vengeance and to really just tell them off or, you know, go down that dark path and you're just carrying anger and hate in your heart. You don't want to do that. Go to God with it, and He will fully restore you and save you and heal you. Now, forgiveness, it's not excusing the harmful behavior that you went through and that you dealt with. It's not giving immediate access back. It's not ignoring their old patterns. It's not accepting the repeated disrespect, betraying yourself to keep the peace. It's not that. Sometimes the most forgiving thing you can do is stop participating in cycles that continue to wound you. You can forgive them and protect your peace and protect your heart. Like there's just no going back. I've forgiven, but there's no going back because I know if I let them back in, they'll just keep destroying me over and over and over again. It's like that narcissistic ongoing cycle that never stops, and they're never going to change. And it's their choice. When you forgive, you are releasing that pain. And when you set boundaries, it's to prevent any new pain from happening. Um, and that's totally okay. You can set those boundaries. You can love them from a distance. You can pray for them. You can wish them well, but you don't have to bring bring them back into your life. Um, it doesn't require access. Forgiveness does not require access, and you're doing this for you. You're not doing this for them. Um, anyone that says, "Oh, that's your family," or that's this, that's that, because they don't know. They don't know what happened. God was there. He heard everything. He knows their true intentions on you, and He knows your heart. So that's really between you and God. And forgiveness is not about making others comfortable. It's about freeing your heart while honoring the peace God is teaching you to protect. But wherever you are in your healing journey, if you're just in the beginning stages of it, or if you're struggling or having a hard time, just know that you are seen and that you are not alone, and that I was there. And now I'm much better. I've come such a long way than where I started. And it doesn't really bother me anymore. Like, I don't really think about it. I don't dwell on it. I feel like I've let it go. And I credit God a lot for that, because I prayed a lot to help me, because in the beginning, I just didn't even know how to do that. I was like, there's no way I'll ever forgive, and then it was like, I don't even know how. I don't even know where to start. So God help me, um, forgive these people for what they've did. What they've did was the absolute unforgivable thing, and they're probably not even if they're not even sorry. Um, yeah, even if they're not even sorry, you can forgive, but it's for you and it's for your heart. And you don't need to tell them off. You don't need to talk to them or anything. You can just pray and talk to God about it, and that's what I'm doing. I don't think I'll ever go back. I don't think I'd ever talk to them or see them or speak to them, but I can pray about it. I know that. Um, And if you're someone that's finally cutting off a toxic family member or abusive family member, abusive relationships, you can break that generational curse cycle. You can be that generational curse breaker, and you can forgive for your heart and your peace and your well being, and set those boundaries and close that door and lock it. Throw away the key. You can do that. It's absolutely possible. It truly is. So, I hope you got something out of this video, this episode. And if there's anything that maybe you can comment below and tell me what your thoughts were or anything. I'd love for this to be a community and a safe space where we can talk about all of our healing, and just create a community that you have support here, and that I see you. And yeah, that's this week's episode of Growing Through Grace podcast, what forgiveness is and what it is not. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover, I would love to hear your thoughts or anything. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen and to watch my episode. It really means the world to me, to have your support. So I'll see you guys next week in next week's episode.